for those who are here for the first time and might not know who I am, I'm Karen Dion. I write psychological suspense set in Michigan's Upper Peninsula wilderness. The Marsh King's Daughter and The Wicked Sister are both published by G.P. Putnam Sons in the U.S., and The Marsh King's Daughter has been translated into 28 languages and become a bestseller around the world. Publishers Weekly chose The Wicked Sister as one of the best thrillers of 2020, and The Marsh King's Daughter was named one of the best books of 2017 by iBooks and many other booksellers and reviewers. Marsh King's Daughter was also released last fall as a major motion picture in theaters, starring Daisy Ridley and Ben Mendelsohn. So that was all very, very cool. That's my claim to fame. Now, our authors tonight, we have first up, Yasmin Angoe is the Anthony-nominated author of the critically acclaimed thriller Her Name is Night of the Nina Knight series. She's a first-generation Ghanaian American, and in 2020, she received the Eleanor Taylor Bland Award for Emerging Writers of Color from Sisters in Crime. Yasmin's books were an Amazon Best Book of the Month for mystery, thriller, and suspense, and an editor's pick, and has received all kinds of new recognition, including on a billboard in Times Square. I'm so jealous. That's so amazing. Yeah. We also have tonight Peter Heller. Hi, Peter. He's the national best-selling author of The Last Ranger, The Guide, The River, Celine, The Painter, and The Dog Stars. The Painter was a finalist for the Los Angeles Times Book Prize, which is like huge. And it won the prestigious Reading the West Book Award. And The Dog Stars has been published in 26 languages to date. Also, he was featured this week in the New York Times with a list of books chosen by him that are set in and around Denver. Read Your Way Around the World is a series exploring the globe through books. So later tonight, Peter is going to recommend a book that he's chosen especially for you, but you can also see his recommendations if you look up Peter Heller in the New York Times, and it'll pop right up. His latest novel, Burn, has a little bit of everything that a reader could want. Gorgeous nature writing, endearing characters, and Peter's most thrilling page-turning plot yet. And Burn publishes August 13th. That's Tuesday. Here we are, right on the cusp. It's, it's so exciting. We're glad to have you here tonight, Peter.
Thank you.
Mark Pryor is a former newspaper reporter and felony prosecutor. He's originally from England. You'll catch on to that as soon as he says something to us, but he's now living in Austin, Texas. He's the author of the Hugo Marston mystery series, which is set in Paris, London, and Barcelona. And I'm going to assume you've been to all of those places, Mark?
I have, yes. My research trips are not burdensome.
I guess not. That sounds pretty awesome to me. Mark is also the author of the psychological thrillers Hollow Man and its sequel, Dominic. As a prosecutor, he's appeared on CBS News' 48 Hours and Discovery Channel's Discovery ID Cold Blood. That sounds intriguing. So his new novel, do you have it there? You can hold it up. A Blood Red Morning. Also.
Oh.
Wrong book? That's all right.
I've got one of those somewhere.
Well, okay, we've got the wrong one up there too. So, all right, we'll make sure that we get it out at some point. So,
same
but
series,
Blood Red Morning comes out August 13th. So again, right around the corner. You guys, you'll have dueling launch dates, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And Peng, very nice to have you here tonight. Peng Shepherd is the nationally best-selling author of The Cartographers, The Book of M, and her newest, All This and More, which just came out July 9. Do you have a copy of it there to hold up for us? Yeah, there it is, right there behind you. Very good. Yes, so The Cartographers was a USA Today, LA Times, and a National Independent Bookstore bestseller, as well as a finalist for the LA Times Book Prize. So, yay, you. And it was named a Best Book of 2022 by the Washington Post and has been optioned for film. The Book of M also won all kinds of awards. So I can't wait to see what happens with the newest one, where I lost the... What's the newest one?
All This and More.
Thank you. All This and More. There it is. Yes. Can't wait to hear what happens for that. A little more on her bio. Peng is a graduate of New York University's MFA program. And in 2020, she got a fellowship from the National Endowment for the Arts. She was born and raised in Phoenix, where she rode horses and trained in classical ballet, and has lived in Beijing, Kuala Lumpur, London, Mexico City, and New York. So, yeah, very interesting group of four authors we have here tonight. No? So, let's give you all a chance to get to know them. We're going to play a little quick game of not quite 20 questions. We have official backroom cards that have questions on the other side. And I'm going to ask the authors the questions in the order that I see you on the screen. Mark, you're up first. So, what was your favorite book as a child?
I like The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Ooh,
I like all of those books, but that for some reason, um, I love that book.
nice, nice. Thank you. Sounds a little advanced for a child, but we'll assume you were a genius, so that's cool.
Well, I had terrible parents. It could be that too.
Okay. Yasmin, we're going to ask you to think back too. What was the title of the first thing you ever wrote?
Gosh. That's really far back, and I don't remember. It was about some bears in some woods, and that's all I could tell you. I don't know the title.
That's all right. That's close enough. Yeah, most authors, they've got something in their past that has to do with some childhood thing, and yeah, we all showed early signs, didn't we?
Yeah.
Uh, Peter, I'm curious, where do you write?
I write in a coffee shop after I've drunk a quart of coffee at home. And then I order a double espresso and we go from there.
Oh wow. And how many words then do you write on all that coffee?
I write 1,000 words every day, and I never write less, but I never write much more. I go just past it till I'm in the middle of something interesting, and then I make myself stop.
That's a
So can't wait to get out of bed the next morning.
that's a very, very cool technique. And then you
Yeah.
have the rest of the day to do whatever, right?
Yeah, and then you do a lot of work while you're asleep, which I love that concept. Working while asleep is good.
Yes, I agree. When my breakout novel, The Marsh King's Daughter, I woke up in the night with the first sentences just poof in my head. So I'd highly recommend sleeping while writing. It works
Oh,
very well.
I want to hold this up. I didn't get a chance to, so
Yes, there it
I
is, Burn. Yeah.
missed the cue. So that's the latest book.
And if you could see it up close, it's like oil painted. It's very, very cool cover. You'll like it when you get a chance to see it. Yeah. Peng, are you a morning or a night person?
Oh, definitely morning. Yeah, I think my brain stops working, like creatively anyway, my brain stops working at 3. So I have to do all my writing before 3 p.m. or those words are going to get deleted.
That's cool. Nice to know yourself that well.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll start with you, Mark. What book are you recommending that everyone should read?
A Gentleman in Moscow. Just that anybody ask me for a book recommendation, that's kind of my go-to. And there's actually a series on Hulu right now. This, they made out of this book, and it's fairly true to it, especially in terms of like the atmosphere, and the sense of the book gives you. I'm trying to remember the name of the chap who stars. Ewan McGregor. Brilliant book, really good TV series. Read the book first.
Nice. A lot of comments in the chat saying they love that book too. So great recommendation. Thank you. Yasmin, what book are you recommending?
Um, I am recommending this is a new book that's coming out in October actually. So put it on your pre-order list. It's by Del Sandine, and it is a horror book. And it's called The Cursed House, and set in the 1960s. A young girl she goes and stays with this mysterious family that has a curse on them, and they purposely brought her because they think she's the only one that can break the curse. It's fantastic, and Dell, I think, is going to be a fantastic writer, and you guys will love her. So please pre-order it and pick it up.
Thank you. That sounds wonderful. Thank you. Peter, what are you recommending?
I'm recommending 2 books, The Adventures and Misadventures of McCroll, written by Alvaro Mutis, who was a friend of Gabriel Garcia Marquez, a Colombian, and I think a better writer maybe. I stumbled onto this book. I read it's a series of seven novellas. The first is called Snow of the Admiral, and it is an up the river story that rivals Heart of Darkness. It is ruminative, it is vivid, it is completely transportive, and put me in a fever dream for weeks. I just love this book. I think the man is extraordinary. And then just quickly, the second book is called, and this is a book that I give away as much as I can. It's called 100 More Poems from the Chinese, translated by Kenneth Rexroth. And it's just the most beautiful book of poetry that I've ever read. I've read a lot of books of poetry. They're mostly Tang Dynasty, written in the 8th and 9th century, ancient Chinese poetry. These guys were aficionados of loss, kind of the original bluesmen. In 5 lines, they can put you knee deep in a mountain stream with the mist shredding in the pines, and then just break your heart. And I just think it's a beautiful book.
Thank you so much. We don't often get poetry recommendations, so I really appreciate that. And what was the name of the first book? Hank, people are asking in the chat, and maybe Hank can type it in.
Oh, it's The Adventures and Misadventures of Macroll, Maqroll, and he's a very quixotic, hapless, and wonderful character.
All right. Thank you. We'll make sure everyone knows that. And Peng, what book are you recommending tonight?
I am recommending Hum by, see if I can get it straight, by Helen Phillips. This is, I think, maybe her 4th book or even 5th. And they're all, like, as you can see, they're pretty slim. She writes very slim books. And I just love everything she writes. It's they're all just like really, she's so good at taking something that seems really ordinary, like just a very what seems to us like a very ordinary aspect of our world, like motherhood or like technology, that we all use every day, like Amazon delivery drones, and she just makes you realize, she changes just one little thing about it and then makes you realize how unsettling or kind of potentially dangerous it is. And she does it all in like 200 pages. It's amazing. And I especially love them too, because you can sit down with it and read it kind of in one sitting, the way that you consume a movie. So it's just really engrossing, really, really creepy, really suspenseful. I really like them.
Wasn't that fun? We hope you enjoyed this taste of what a backroom event is like. The best part comes immediately after, when the audience is divided into 4 breakout rooms and the authors visit each room in turn. We'd love to show you what a breakout session is like, because these relaxed face-to-face conversations between authors and readers are the hallmark of our backroom events. But breakout sessions are never recorded. What's said in the backroom stays in the backroom.